Hi everybody, my name is Abigail. I work in the Spark space here at the headquarters library, and today I will be showing you how to crochet 2 different patterns for snowflakes. For this project, I used a 3mm or D hook and lightweight yarn. Specifically, I used Caron Simply Soft. Because of its similarities to a granny square, I think that Snowflake Number One would make a great first project for crochet beginners. So to begin with Snowflake Number One, you will want to chain 2 and then put 6 single crochets in the second chain from the hook. Once you've done your 6th single crochet into the second chain from the hook, slip stitch into the top of the first single crochet in order to create a circle to work around. This will be the end of round 1. To begin round 2, chain 5. This will count as a double crochet in chain 2. After you chain 5, double crochet into the same stitch that you made the chain out of. To continue the round, double crochet, chain 2, and then double crochet again into each of the next 5 stitches. So here I am completing my last double crochet, chain 2, and then double crochet. And now you'll want to slip stitch into the third chain or the top of the beginning chain 5. As you can see, after your slip stitch, you should be able to count 6 pairs of double crochets with chain 2 spaces in between each pair. To begin round 3, slip stitch to the next chain 2 space, then chain 3. Next, into the same chain 2 space, you'll want to double crochet, chain 3, and then put 2 more double crochets in that space. As you can see, the repetition for this round is 2 double crochets, chain 3, and then 2 more double crochets into each chain 2 space around. For this first one, the beginning chain 3 counted as the first double crochet, but for the rest of the chain 2 spaces, you will need to do the 2 double crochets, then chain 3, then 2 more double crochets. Now I am completing the 6th and last repetition for this round. After your last 2 double crochets, similar to round 2, you'll want to slip stitch into the top of the beginning chain 3 of the round. Here you'll notice the simple hexagonal shape that this snowflake takes on. And if you're familiar with granny squares, you'll also notice the similarity in patterns between this and a granny square in the corners. Now, to begin round 4, you'll want to slip stitch into each stitch until you get to the next chain 3 space. As you may have already caught on to, this first repetition will be different from the rest, and you'll want to start with a chain 3, then 2 double crochets, another chain 3, 3 double crochets, and then chain 1 before moving on to the next space. For some reason I only chained 2 between the 3 double crochets in this round. However, the official directions are to chain 3, so I apologize for that. But if you make a mistake similar to mine, rest assured this will not seriously affect the project in the end. Once again, here I am at the end of the round, doing my 3 double crochets, chain 3, then 3 more double crochets, and then my final chain 1. To end round 4, after your final chain 1, you want to slip stitch into the top of the beginning chain 3, just like the previous rounds. Now you only have one round left, and to begin your final round, you'll want to slip stitch into each stitch until the next chain 3 space, similar to round 4. Now the repetition in each chain 3 space of this round will be 4 double crochets, a chain 2, 4 more double crochets, with a chain 3 in between each. As you may have guessed, you will want to chain 3 to begin this first repetition, then 3 double crochets, chain 2, then 4 double crochets, and then chain 3 before moving on to the next space. Now I'm doing the final repetition for this project. Once again, 4 double crochets, a chain 2, 4 more double crochets, and then a chain 3. To finish this round and this project, you'll want to slip stitch into the top of the beginning chain 3, then cut, fasten, and weave your yarn for the finishing touches. Here's my final project beside another snowflake that I made with the same pattern. Now with the same yarn and hook, we will begin Snowflake 2. I consider this pattern to be a little harder than the first one because almost every round is more complex and includes more types of stitches. So we'll begin round 1 by chaining 4, then putting a slip stitch into the beginning chain or the 4th chain from the hook. This will create a circle for you to work around for the rest of the pattern. Now you'll begin round 2 by chaining 5. This will count as a double crochet in chain 2. Next, you'll want to double crochet into the round and then chain 2. Counting your beginning chain 5, you have 2 double crochets, and you will want to repeat the double crochet in chain 2 4 more times. Now I'm at the end, creating my 6th double crochet of the round. After your final chain 2, slip stitch into the 3rd chain or the top of the beginning chain 5 of the round. Now you should have 6 double crochets and 6 chain 2 spaces in between. Round 3 is when it gets a little more complex. Begin this round by chaining 3. To continue, in the next chain 2 space, put 2 double crochets and then a chain 3 picot. You can create a picot stitch by chaining 3 and then slip stitching into the last chain from the hook. After your picot stitch, put 1 more double crochet into the same chain 2 space. And then 1 double crochet on top of the next double crochet from round 2, between this chain space and the next one. Repeat this 5 more times. Here I am finishing up this round. As you may have been able to guess, the beginning chain 3 of this round counts as the last double crochet of the repetition. So to finish up this round, slip stitch into the top of this beginning chain 3. Similar to the first snowflake, at this point you can start to see the hexagon shape that this pattern takes on. To begin round 4, chain 5. Like in round 2, this will count as a double crochet and chain 2. Double crochet into the same stitch that you chained 5 out of. To continue, chain 7 and then skip 3 stitches. These 3 stitches will be the 3 double crochets from the chain 2 space in round 3. Into the next double crochet from round 3, double crochet, chain 2, and then double crochet again. Repeat this 4 more times. To finish this round, in place of your last chain 7, chain 3, and then insert a triple crochet into the top of the beginning chain 5. You should end up with 6 chain 7 spaces, which look kind of like flower petals around your work. Now to begin round 5, chain 1 and then single crochet into the same stitch. Now chain 1 again, and then into the next chain 2 space. Put 4 double crochets, chain 2, and then put 4 more double crochets into this space. After that, chain 1, then single crochet into the next chain 7 space. Do this 6 times. Now, after your last chain 1 and the end of the round, instead of creating another single crochet into the next chain 7 space, slip stitch into the single crochet that you created at the beginning of this round. Now, with a slight change of scenery and a better camera angle, we will begin the last round of this snowflake pattern. To begin your final round, chain 1 and then single crochet into the same stitch. Next, create a chain 3 picot, and I must have forgotten or accidentally skipped over this, but after your picot, chain 3. Now, in the next chain 2 space, you'll have to follow a lot of steps, but begin with a double crochet and then a chain 3 picot. Continuing in this space, create 2 more double crochets and then 1 more chain 3 picot. Then another double crochet. Next, you'll want to chain 1, create a chain 5 picot, and then chain 1 again. And lastly, in this chain 2 space, insert 2 double crochets, 1 more chain 3 picot, and then 2 more double crochets. Now to continue the repetition of this round outside of the chain 2 space, create a chain 3 picot, chain 3, and then single crochet on top of the next single crochet from round 5. Repeat all of these steps 5 more times. Here you can see me completing this final round with this last repetition. Just like in round 5, instead of creating another single crochet in the next chain space, just slip stitch into the first single crochet that you created in this round. Here's what your finished snowflake should look like. I hope you found these tutorials to be helpful and these patterns to be fun. Happy holidays, everybody!